Today we are installing custom railings on these brand new stone steps, and this is actually a very complex installation. We need to install a railing on each side of this basement entrance, and as you'll see, there are several custom angles on each side that we need to accommodate for. So one of the most challenging parts of a railing job like this is planning for these custom angles. As you'll see, we have one custom angle right here, and then we have another more subtle angle right here as you approach this brick pillar. So along just one side of this railing, you have a custom angle right here and another custom angle right here. So with two custom angles on each side, that is 4 custom angles that we need to precisely template before we can even begin fabrication. And no, you cannot just measure one side and double it. In this situation, you actually have to custom template both sides, because for a custom fabricated metal railing like the one we're doing today, every 1/16 of an inch matters. And while at first glance these two sides do look equal, I'll tell you, these stones were cut on site and they are not exactly the same. This angle right here is slightly different than the angle we looked at on the other side. Now this is where my job as the railing professional becomes really important. Now, as you guys know, this is a family-owned business and I wear a lot of hats around this place. I am on site managing installs a lot of the times, but I also do all of the sales. And now as a salesman, it's my job to recommend the products, not always that the customer initially wants, but that are actually going to work for the situation. In this case, the customer had aluminum railings on the deck and on a neighboring stoop, and she wanted to do the same thing here. Now, the railings on the other part of the property are box kit railings, and I want to be clear, box kit does not mean bad. When you order an aluminum railing like the one behind me, it simply comes in a box and you assemble it on site, usually with some sort of external mounting bracket. Now, for a situation like this where you're doing custom angles, you can get swivel brackets that swivel side to side, but it will never be as clean or as premium of a look as a custom welded option like the wrought iron that we're doing today. Now we need to talk about code and safety. The drop right here is 8 feet. Absolutely catastrophic if, God forbid, someone were to fall. So that brings us to the next important consideration, which is the height of the railing. As you'll see here, this molding over here sticks out pretty far and is pretty low to the stone. So if we measure from the stone to the bottom of the molding, we only have about 33 inches there, which would not accommodate normal railing height. So we would have two choices here. If we did a standard railing like the other ones on the property, we would have to end the railing right here, as you can't do anything custom to it, which would create a large gap right here, big enough for possibly a little kid or a pet to squeeze through. Now, the other option would be to shorten the entire railing to sneak underneath the molding here, but in that case, the railing would be too short, likely not going to meet code requirements. So the best solution in this case is, again, to do something custom welded where we can come at the correct height and then do a little, what I call, the correct terminology actually is a dippity-do, to go underneath the molding and curl right close to the house. That allows the railing to be at the correct height to meet code requirements and also accommodates for this beautiful custom molding that happens to be large. Now there are 10 steps coming down leading up to the basement door right here. So we're also going to need some safety on the inside here as you walk down or up these stairs. So we are going to do handrails mounted to the walls on both sides. But a very important thing to consider is if the top is angled, well, of course, the wall is going to be angled as well. And not only is the wall angled, but this is brick and it's not even. As you'll see, the brick has points where it sticks further out and goes further in. So installing a handrail on a wall like this is actually very complicated. But there is a way to do it and get that custom welded premium look. You're about to see us start the install. The installation team is here. Got a little chilly, so I put on a sweater. Anyway, now you'll see, before we could even begin the installation, I came here and spent probably an hour and a half custom templating these railings, and as you'll see, my chalk lines are still there from when I templated this a few weeks ago. Now, the key is we want the railing to be in the center of the stone. So as you'll see, I have traced the exact center of the stone. In this case, it's 16 inches wide. So I have right at 8 inches traced across the stone. I have my angles marked, and when I placed this order to our fabricator, I traced out the angles and specified where they were on the railing, so that way he can make the necessary zigzags as we make our way from the brick pillar to the house. Now this is the moment of truth. We're going to bring the railing over and see if I did a good job measuring. 3, 2, 1. It lines up perfectly on the center chalk line. So we have our first custom angle right there. And now if we take a look at it below, as you'll see, the bottom of the angle, it lines up perfectly with my chalk line. Then as we approach, all the posts center right on the chalk line. Now you'll see this is custom angle number 2. The post falls right in the center. Now if we look from above, look how well done that angle is. It nicely follows the stone.
Now I'm going to quickly go over the installation process. First, we mark the post locations and then core drill the holes. The core drill sprays water out through the bit to prevent the stone from overheating and cracking. This allows us to drill down smoothly while keeping the stone intact. Next, we fill each of the holes with quick rock, a fast drying concrete that allows the railings to be set and used the very same day as installation. After that, we insert the railing into the holes and hold everything level while the concrete dries. Now we lower the base skirt into the wet concrete, adhering it to the stone. While the concrete is still wet, we also complete a thorough cleanup of the work area. Now we will move on to the handrails going down the steps.
So the key when doing a handrail like this, when the wall is not perfectly even, is we actually put a post at the top of the top rail. That way we don't have to anchor to the railing on the side there. We simply put a post in the top step, then we have a little bit of flexibility as we're mounting it to the wall. So right now, we just got this post concreted in. After it's set, we are going to just drill straight into the wall. Once our post is set in the hole and that concrete hardens, then we are cleared to be able to lift up the railing ever so slightly so that we could pre-drill the holes. Then we put the railing back in place and just screw the anchors directly into the brick wall. We repeated that on both sides. Now let's take a look at the final product. This came out absolutely beautifully, and you'll see we were able to custom weld these railings and install them to match all of the custom angles that were present in this basement entrance. Now on each of the upper railings we have 2 angles. That is one angle toward the back and then another angle toward the front. Now I want to take a close-up look at these handrails. Now as you'll see, this angle right here is special because not only is it angling, but it's also going down the steps here. So to make an angle while also pitching the handrail down is a very challenging thing to do and something you should reserve for only your most experienced iron fabricators.
Now I want to take a closer look at the template for the handrails going down the steps. As you'll see at the very top, we have the level off, and then we have the tip-to-tip measurement. That measurement is taken from the tip of the top step to the tip of the bottom step. You'll notice these measurements are very close, but we still measure everything down to the nearest 1/16 of an inch. For example, the tip-to-tip measurement on the left side is 115 3/4 inches, while the right side is 115 3/8 inches. That 1/8 difference may seem minor, but when you're custom fabricating and welding iron railings, those small measurements matter. Next, we look at the drop measurement. That is the height difference from the tip of the top step down to the tip of the bottom step. Again, both sides are very similar, but there is still about a 1/8 inch variation. Even though it seems small, we still account for it because precision is extremely important in custom fabrication. Then if we look over to the right side of the template, you'll see an illustration showing how the stoop angles downward. We need the railing to follow the exact contour of the stone as it transitions toward the first step. I included the distance from the tip to where the angle begins so the fabricator knows exactly where to start making that bend. Then the drop measurements tell the iron fabricator how much pitch the railing needs in order to properly follow the slope of the stairs.
Now you'll see we mimic the angle up here in the railing to follow the angle in the stone right here. That way everything lines up cohesively. So if we take a look at the railing from above, you'll see that the upper portion follows the angle of the upper stone, and then when you hit this cut right here, it angles and starts pitching down to follow the steps. This customization will allow the homeowners to easily grip onto the railing and walk down the stairs. And because we did a custom welded option, it perfectly follows the contour of the wall and of all the angles in this basement entrance. So to make this railing fit nicely at the top portion of the steps, we actually put a post in the top step. Then the railing is going to come at a slight angle to follow this stone. Then we make the sharp angle, as you see right here, and go down the steps where we attach it directly to the wall. So down here we have 2 attachment points where we are able to screw this handrail directly into the brick wall. And then at the very bottom we have a curl, so that way the end matches the upper portion. Now, staying on the topic of curled ends, right here, as I said at the beginning of the video, this molding sticks out really far. I mean, take a look at the template here. As you'll see, I have all the measurements on this molding exact, from the stone to the very bottom, then how far this sticks out. You have to be very precise when custom measuring an iron railing like this one. So if we just did a regular curl right here, then we have an issue, as this post would have had to been further back to accommodate for that curl. The other option would have been to shorten the height of the entire railing, which wouldn't have been good for code or insurance purposes, depending on what town you live in. So for these situations, we like to do what we call a dippity-do. That is, we bring the railing down, then bring it out and curl it. This allows us to get the post closer to the molding here, but also end the railing with that nice aesthetic curl, thus reducing this gap here and also making it look nice. Now you'll see, once we hit these beautiful brick pillars, we also close the railing with a nice curl. Now I also want you to notice that at the bottom of each one of these posts,
We install a decorative base skirt. This creates a nice flush transition between the stone and the railing, while giving the installation a much cleaner and more decorative appearance than leaving the concrete circle around each post exposed. We include these base skirts on all of our wrought iron railing installations.
So if you are in need of a railing installation at your property, simply text or call me at this number here. You will reach me directly and I would be happy to assist you. I would consider also subscribing to our channel if you are interested in home improvements, because we post 2 new videos every week and I'm sure you won't want to miss them. Check out the related content on your screen and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching.